Hello, Snake.
Hello, Snake.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to OT. I'm Umar, and he's
Nah, I'm
Trevor,
Trevor.
and I messed this up as always.
You did.
Yeah, it's okay. Guys, welcome to OT Graps, the show where everything goes wrong, but somehow everything turns out right. Um, WrestleMania week. We've got a whole bunch to talk about. Trevor, first of all, how are you, sir?
I'm good, my good man. How are you?
Ah, we find out Tuesday night tomorrow. I'm not watching NXT, so I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
Um, as long as I don't have to watch. Look, I'm all about Carmelo Hayes, bro. I ain't watching no Von Wagner. I'm not watching that
Von
crap.
Wagner. Von Wagner.
They're still trying to push Von Wagner. I'm just like, why? He
They've been
sucks.
trying for a long time to push Von Wagner. So
The coolest thing he ever did was like throw Carmelo Hayes, and somehow Carmelo Hayes. I've never seen someone do all the work like while getting thrown. Like he did
yeah,
that.
he
He
does.
threw himself. Did Carmelo Hayes? It's like that episode of SpongeBob where Patrick beat his own ass.
Oh yeah.
Because we've got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. If you're just joining us, first of all, welcome to the OT Graposphere. The OT Grap Grab
Retrosphere.
I'm sorry. Galaxy Grab. No, it's too close to Grapsity. By the way, big shout out to the boys over at Grapsity. Will, Phil, and Reg. One of the best wrestling podcasts out there, outside of this one, obviously. This is the
Of
greatest
course.
wrestling podcast on the Real Take Wrestling channel. There for all the world. Um,
The world.
there for the world. This is a terrible day for Canada, and there for the world. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. All right. So obviously it's WrestleMania week. We've got a whole lot of ground to cover. We're going to be talking about some of the big matches in going into WrestleMania. We're going to be talking about some of our favorite moments, some of the best moments, I should say, from WrestleMania, and some of the worst moments of WrestleMania. But first, Trevor, I do have a question for you. I'm just going to throw you a little bit of a curveball here. Curveball,
Yes, sir.
Trev,
Curveball.
because I'm not sure if we're going to get a chance to get to it in the end. Trev, what are you watching?
That is a curveball. Um, I was watching. I watched a whole bunch of pay-per-views recently. So I watched. Oh, and excuse my voice. It's the the changing of the seasons, and I get hoarse around this time of year. So excuse
You
me, but
what?
horse.
Oh, okay, horse. Okay. I was like, "What,
um,
sir? There's children watching this."
keep it PG, sir. Keep it PG. I've been
Ugh.
watching a lot of
Damn Italian PG.
a lot of pay-per-views leading up to WrestleMania. I actually watched WrestleMania 13 last night.
Ooh, that was Austin Brett
Yep.
with oh my god. See, it would have been a good question in the chat. If you know who main evented that WrestleMania, a can of Coke for you. Not figurative can of Coke.
Can of corn.
But
Can of corn.
can of
Um,
corn. What's that? What's that? Who was that? Joey Diaz from Long Beach Joint. Can of corn.
can of
Can
corn.
of
Can
corn
of
on
corn, I'll be
mine.
fine. Can of corn. Can of corn.
See, to
Um,
this day, I still don't know whether he's saying can of cola or can of corn.
yeah, I'm not sure. I've always thought it was can of corn, but I don't know. It could have been can of cola.
Can of corn, I'll be fine. I'm like, but why would he be asking for corn in the middle of a football game?
Why would he be asking for a can of anything?
I mean, can of cola, I guess. Like he wants to be hydrated because I don't know. He's Joey Diaz. He's a big
I
man.
don't
That's a big That's a big man, man.
know. So what are you watching
Um,
nowadays, man?
I checked out some Defy, man. I checked out
Oh
some
yeah, you like the
Defy.
fight?
Yeah, I've been checking out some old Defy stuff. Um, so I don't know if you know this. Danhausen. Danhausen made it into the New York Times recently.
I d-
This mother lover made it into the New York Times. Like if the carniest carny wrestler of all time, like adjusted for inflation or deflation, whatever it is, Danhausen is a pro at getting himself over. He got this dude. This dude got himself a job at AEW, a sponsorship with A&W, has like a killer vlog, never breaks character, never has to wrestle. Like just comes out dressed in ridiculous outfits every week. He's injured and he's still working every week. And on top of that, Trevor, on top of that, he's just getting articles published of him willy-nilly from like the biggest publication in the entire United States.
Yep, that's Danhausen.
That's Danhausen. The news is covering him. Breaking news. Oh, Danhausen, Newshausen. Like what the hell, bro?
Danhausen is the smartest dude every that I've seen in a long time. Like he's just smart.
He's something all right. Yeah, Charles in the chat saying, "Hi everyone, made it again, and pleased to listen to your live." When we're pleased to have you, Charles, always. All right, Trevor. Without further ado, guys, we're going to be talking about the best and worst moments in WrestleMania history. We're going to give you 3 of each. And we're gonna go back and forth on this. Before we do, though, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, all that jazz. Trevor, let's
Yes,
start with the best moments. Let's start off with the good and then end with the bad. You know, yeah. Oh, let's get some positivity going. Oh, OT Graps, don't you dare be sour for your world famous podcast champs and feel the power.
it's a new day. Yes, uh, the
Y'all,
best
y'all, y'all
moment.
missed y'all missed the episode when we were doing this. We were doing that bit, and I started twerking live on the air.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
if someone donates $1,000 super chat, I'll twerk like again. You're never getting that again. You're never getting that again. Like it would have
I'm
to.
actually glad. You know what? No, don't donate anything.
It
I'm
would be.
glad we did this. I'm upset that I had to
Yeah,
see it.
it was. I mean, look, at least I wasn't wearing like tight pants. I was wearing like in very loose pajamas. You know,
Yeah, you were. Thank you,
although
by
that
the
also could
way.
have been a problem. That also could have been a problem. Those pajamas could
Yeah,
have.
you know what? This is a
Anyway,
family.
this is not a family show, sir. Um,
You're right.
um.
So you want to
Anyway,
start off?
Russ. Yeah, I'll start it off. So, okay, so again, I'm gonna start off with my what is personally my probably my second favorite moment of all time, but it is in my opinion, I like an overlooked moment and rightfully so. But but in at that moment in time, I've said moment like 8 times, I'm sorry. At that moment in time, for me, this was like so special because again, it's like the reason that I really like fell in love with professional wrestling.
That's what I think he's
The
gonna say.
you know exactly what it is. Ending of WrestleMania 20, Eddie Guerrero and Benoit hugging in the
That
middle
was
of the
one of mine
ring.
too.
Like I'm just like and even like it's one of those things like it's a it was a good moment like then and it's just like such a sad moment looking back at it because you're just like not even like 2 years later both of them will be gone so
Yeah, yeah,
yeah
yeah.
and like I mean again like for me it's just like the build in that match like the match itself and like everything that led up to that moment was just absolutely like perfect like just period perfect
It was.
um but yeah so that's my number 3, I should say. My number 3 on my top 3. So, Trevor, let's go to you. What's your number 3? Your top 3
Number
best
three
moments
of
in
my top
WrestleMania history.
WrestleMania history. Again, everyone knows I am a when it comes to wrestling, I'm pretty much an adrenaline junkie, so I like a lot of defying things. I think one of them was
His favorite WrestleMania moment's gonna be an XPW like
it was
backyard face brawl or whatever.
I want to say it was a TLC where Edge broke the ladder because it wasn't Edge. I think it was Jeff Hardy broke the ladder going through it, and Edge
Was
had to be
that
escorted. That was the same. That was the same night that Shawn Michaels and John Cena headlined the WrestleMania.
that was Money in the Bank.
That was that Money in the Bank. I thought it was. I thought it was WrestleMania. I swear to God, it was WrestleMania.
It was WrestleMania 23, Money in the Bank.
But it was a Money in the Bank match. Okay, yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah, they both.
you know who won that match?
Who? Which one? Cena.
Guess who won that match? You'll never guess actually.
What? That Money in the Bank match?
Yeah. Actually, take a
I'm
second to
trying
think
to
about it.
remember actually.
Who's
I'm trying to
who's
remember.
the guy who won the Money in the Bank
It was
that
Edge,
like
wasn't it?
funny you say that. Edge
Oh, was
did cash in that Money in the
yeah.
Bank, but he did not win that ladder match.
No, Van was it RVD? No, RVD didn't win that one.
RVD was the year before it because he won.
Yeah, it's CM Punk, I think.
Final guess. No, CM Punk won and then cashed in. Mr. Anderson or Mr.
That's
Kennedy.
right. You're right. I'm trying to remember. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Mr.
Because
Kennedy.
I remember we had a bunch of people at the house, and my cousins were there. Everyone was there. We watched WrestleMania because we all pitched in and bought the pay per view. Yeah, I remember that now.
Bro, Mr. Kennedy. I can't believe this dude was so close to being a world champion in WWE. All he had to do was stay off the juice.
Yeah, Kennedy was. I used to like Mr. Kennedy a lot. His entrance did it for me. Like it was so innovative, and he wasn't bad on the mic, and he wasn't bad in the ring. He just eh.
He just what got him fired was like he allegedly like dropped Randy Orton on his head and and
That's
like
yeah.
and Orton was just like, I want that guy fired. And then
But he wasn't the only one, right? He
Mr.
dropped a couple
Kennedy's
other people.
sorry, what?
He botched a couple other moves too, I thought.
I mean, yeah, he's Mr. Botchety, but like damn well Orton's back there. He's just like, I want him fired, and Kennedy's back there like Randy,
Randy.
Randy Fulcher. Um,
I'm about to say we just talking about Family Guy.
ba-na-na-na-na-na, ba-na-da. All right, number 2, best moment in WrestleMania history. This is a controversial one. I'm going WrestleMania X7. Stone Cold Steve Austin turns heel. And
Ah,
again, it's one of those things. Don't look at what happened right after it. No,
right.
I'm talking about that moment. It is like it was somehow the perfect ending to the most perfect wrestling show there's ever been. Like
It was. It really was.
WrestleMania X7 is it's the pinnacle of professional wrestling. Like there will likely never be a show that comes close to that. I mean, okay, in my opinion, like AEW All Out 2021 was the show that like
Right.
came
Right.
closest. But even then, like it's X7. Like the answer is still X7 is the best pay-per-view of all time. And that moment of like Austin, like and everything, the story they told of him doing anything and everything it would take back the WWF championship,
Yep.
it was perfect. And I know the follow-up was absolute hot garbage. And I'm not excusing that, but in that moment, even when you watch it back now, knowing what happens, it's still great. It's still a shocker. It's still unbelievable 20 whatever years later, right?
Right.
So again, controversial one, but Austin X7 turning heel. He's, he's shaking hands with Satan himself.
No, it was a good match. It was definitely a good match. Um, this one again is for me. All these are our opinion, and all this for me was important to me. I believe this was 12. The match wasn't the greatest, but it was a great moment for me because he was a childhood hero of mine. When Shawn Michaels won,
No. The
when,
worst Iron Man match in the
when
history of
Shawn won,
professional wrestling?
when Sean
Ew.
won the title, it was one of my favorite moments in wrestling. Like Sean winning the title was my favorite, one of my favorite moments in wrestling. Because you also got to understand, I was a wrestling kid. I grew up on wrestling. Like I sat on my grandfather's knee and watched like wrestling. Like we watched Texas Southern, all that stuff. Like this was wrestling was a big deal for me, and like when I finally found a wrestler that I gravitated to besides Mr. Perfect and Owen Hart, it was like, oh wow, like I like this guy. And I remember sitting there and watching him go through all the crap he went through the year before and all the other shows. And when he won it, I was like, yeah, it was just it brings back good memories. So that's number 2 for me.
Look, okay, that moment of Sean winning and it is okay. That match itself is like one of the most propagandized matches in
Yeah,
WWE history because they've made that match out to be like this is what an Iron Man match should aspire to be. And I'm sitting here like, no, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Yeah.
That Iron Man match was
It
shit.
it was boring.
It was bad.
It was boring. Like the thing was, it wasn't what you want an Iron Man match to be. You want back and forth. You want constant back and forth. You want good chemistry, and you didn't have any of
It
that.
was Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart's worst match, like together.
Yeah, yeah,
And it speaks to how much that moment meant because you're right. That was a very good moment. It was a very,
right.
very good moment.
The match wasn't great.
You got Film Nation Wrestling fan in the chat saying, "Hello guys, how's it going?" Well, it's going well for me. I think Trevor's doing
I'm
all
pretty good.
right. Just like he's just out here like being like Shawn Michaels is the greatest wrestler of all time. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Didn't say that.
Filmation Wrestling Fan also says, I'm doing okay. Let's just say Tuesday isn't the greatest for me so far. I mean, I feel that, man. This
Same.
this Tuesday, not in Texas, was not great for me either. Um, one of these days, we're gonna go out to Texas and do a live show, just so we
Yes,
can be like Tuesday in Texas. Um, Anyway, but hopefully we can be a distraction from whatever's ailing you this Tuesday, Film
hope so.
Nation Wrestling fan. But welcome.
Welcome.
So, yes, Shawn Michaels. I'll take the moment. The boyhood dream has come
All right.
true. I'll take that.
I
I'll take
mean,
that.
yeah, that's all it
I'm
was.
sorry. I'm sorry to poo-poo over your moment. I don't mean to. It was just I rewatched that Iron Man match go like leading into Revolution. Like, as
Yeah,
a way to because I was
it's
watching
just
some of the old Iron Man
right,
matches, and I was
right,
like, "Okay, let me start with, like, like, the one" 'cause the last time I'd watched WrestleMania 12 was, like, years ago, Trevor, like,
right.
years,
Yeah, I
years
haven't seen
ago,
it in a while either. Honestly, yeah,
and I was, like, excited. I was like, "Oh, man, like, I it's been a long time since I've seen this, so let me see if it holds up," and I was like, "Yo, we're 40 minutes in, this match sucks."
yeah.
Like,
And
oh, it's, like, very
it's just it. Like I said, it's boring. It's very boring. And the option to have it end as a tie to me made it even more worse, honestly. But that's just whatever.
Yeah, anyway. I'm gonna go to my best moment in WrestleMania history. For me, the best moment in WrestleMania history was WrestleMania 30 main event. The greatest professional wrestler of all time. Nick Bockwinkel, Vern Gagne, Greg Gagne, Simon, everybody. Forget you. Forget Kenny Omega. the the god of professional wrestling. This is the inevitable force of professional wrestling on some Thanos shit. Brian Danielson, the greatest. Say his name, Brian Danielson, the American Dragon, not Jake Long. Like this dude, like it is still wild when you look back at what the original plans for that WrestleMania were. Just a month out of the show. A month
Right.
out of the show, they were slotted. Vince was going to do Batista versus Randy Orton. And WrestleMania 30 was gonna be one of the all-time worst WrestleManias ever. Could you imagine? Like Trevor, could you imagine a world where like it's Brian Daniel versus or Brian Daniel Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus to start off the show, and then like the penultimate match is Brock beating Undertaker and
Dude,
Batista and Randy Orton have to follow that?
like, uh, poor guys.
Bro, I'm saying, right? Like I'm saying. So not only did he save the pay-per-view, he saved Batista and Randy Orton from having to just die on national television. That would have been so bad. Like die of sheer embarrassment. But no, I mean, it is like the best underdog story that WWE's ever told. For me, it means a lot, right? Because like I told you this, like I had like kind of like fallen away from wrestling, and Brian Danielson and CM Punk as well were two of like the people who got me back into wrestling, and Danielson's like my favorite wrestler of all time. That's been said at nauseum, and just seeing him like get to the pinnacle and seeing him like hold up two titles in the main event at WrestleMania with 70,000 people screaming at the top of their lungs. it was just it vindicated, honestly, like, me as a fan because I was like, everything that I've wanted in one moment just happened as a wrestling fan.
Right.
And at that point, like, like, wrestling could be garbage for, like, 10 years, and I'd be okay, and you know what? It was. So but but it was great, and, like, he's Bryan Danielson, like, it's just the greatest, come on.
Yeah, I don't want to get hit with all the juices from that.
My man's gonna be like, "Well, okay, your answer for the greatest can't be that bad." It's not like you're gonna be like, "Well, you look, adjusted for inflation." So, I said this. No way. I said this once to somebody. I was like, technically, adjusted for inflation, um, the greatest wrestler of all time is like I mean I don't know Luthez probably.
Okay.
I mean it would either be like Luthez, the Great Gama, or one of those guys. It would be like,
Bruno Sammartino, guys like that.
oh wait, okay, I love Bruno, but he was not a good wrestler.
Oh, he wasn't a great wrestler, but he's only up there because of his title reigns and things like that. But he wasn't a great wrestler at all.
No,
Um,
I mean, yeah, I would also like Ed Strangler Lewis too. Like
yeah,
it would probably be Ed Lewis. I would probably go with adjusted for inflation. Ed Strangler Lewis is probably the biggest draw in professional wrestling history,
yeah, I can say that.
mostly
I can
because he like booked himself to win everything.
yeah. I won't lose.
Literally said that. Dude, here's the thing. Ed Lewis was such a badass, right? So Ed Strangler Lewis was such a badass back in the day that he once had a match where he was slated to lose the world championship. And they get in the ring, they lock up, and he just goes, "How do you want to do this?" And the other guy goes, "What do you mean?" It's like, "You want it the easy way or the hard way?" Like, and the dude looked at him like, okay, let's just give him a good match and go. And that was like code for you do know you're losing this match,
You're
even though you're
losing the
not
best,
supposed to.
regardless.
And Ed Strangler Lewis screwed the company out of their title. He screwed the champion or the future champion out of his title. And he was such a badass that and by the way, this was an Olympian he was going up against. He was going up against an Olympian in a scripted match. And he said, "Hey, if you don't go down for me and go down like giving these fans a show, I'm just gonna stretch you, buddy, to an Olympian." And the Olympian said, "Well, okay, yeah, he's gonna whoop my ass." So like it's crazy. It's crazy. Ed Strangler Lewis, best professional wrestler adjusted for inflation, but Bryan Danielson's probably better. I don't know. What's your favorite moment, or what's your best, I should say, best moment in WrestleMania
uh,
history?
what number one, it's got to be. Even though I've this has been controversial, something that me and you've talked about plenty of times. It should have been a one-on-one match, but it was not. It was a three-way, and it still sold out. Still led up well. Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, title match, WrestleMania. I forget which one it is,
Three
but
five.
that was one of my favorite moments in WrestleMania history. The one of them. I mean, this one and Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair are very close for me, but
Oh, that
this
was a
one,
good moment.
this one definitely was a great moment in professional wrestling. Like,
It was
not only
first.
were there women like showcased like is a big draw match, but it was a three-way. It was a triple threat, and like hasn't been done for a woman's title at WrestleMania like that anyway. And it was great. And the one who should have won, the man, was on top. And it showcased her as such a face, such a badass. It was such a great match.
Charlotte should not have been in that match. Oh
Yeah,
my
she should have.
god. They robbed us of Ronda versus Becky when both of them were like at their best.
Yeah.
It's still frustrating, but I agree with you. It was
Yeah,
such a great
it's
moment.
very frustrating. But like, and that's why I was kind of toying with that one. And like I said, also Sasha and Bianca Belair. Honestly, you can't go wrong with either one. But it was, yeah, that was such a great match. Such a great match.
Yeah, man. If only they didn't botch that finish. Jesus. It was like the universe was trying to ruin that match.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't
I
great.
mean,
But
you first against my man. Um,
I am the universe now. All right, let's switch gears, Trev, to worst moments.
uh,
Do you want me to go first here too?
yeah, you were first last time. I'll go first this
All right,
one.
cool.
Worst moment. Oh yeah, was this? I think this was a WrestleMania when Goldberg fought Dolph Ziggler.
Give me 1 second.
I think that was WrestleMania.
That match happened.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Oh wait, that you're right. That did happen. Wait, that wasn't that like at like Super Showdown or something?
Was it? Because I
Oh, it was
remember.
SummerSlam. It was SummerSlam
Okay,
2019.
because okay, so I remember it being like a big pay per view, but I was like, "Yo, wait."
Say, Mania. Dolph Ziggler. You think you're special? You do.
But you know what? In that place, I'm gonna say Asuka. Asuka fighting Becky, fighting Flair, Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania.
Oh, it's pretty bad.
That
It's
was
pretty
pretty
bad.
bad. I was, dude, like that was such a, it was such a bad match. Like, dude, like I swear, like, okay, Asuka what hadn't even been beaten yet, hadn't even been beaten yet, and she comes in and with all this theme and just ah.
The worst part about all of that, right, was both Asuka and Nakamura won the Royal Rumble that year.
Yep,
Neither of them walked away with the title.
they
Neither,
both
and
got tired.
both of their matches stunk.
Mm-hmm. Nakamura was what's his name? Who did he fight?
Just they did AJ and Nakamura at WrestleMania, and it was
That's
ass.
right. That's right.
Like
It was
it was terrible, dude. It was not a good match. Like I just remember, do you know how excited we all were for that match? Like you remember how excited everyone was?
oh
We're
yeah,
like,
super
oh,
excited.
mind blowing. We're getting Nakamura versus we're getting Nakamura versus Styles for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. It was mind blowing to
Awesome.
even think that. And then they get in the ring, and I'm just like, are we? They're not even getting into the first gear. They're still in park. Like, what's going on?
So bad. It was so bad.
So terrible. Um, I mean, admittedly, that was bad. It's definitely not as bad as the first entry on my list.
Mm. Yeah, that was number three for me. So yeah,
You know what?
was the,
All of these in no particular order at all for me.
okay.
Okay, it's the first one I'm gonna go with a spicy one. What this probably is the worst moment in WrestleMania history. Worst moment, Piper blackface. WrestleMania 6.
He did do blackface.
He did do blackface, yeah.
Jesus.
Don't look it up on the network, kids. It's not there, and probably for good reason. But and
Yeah,
look,
don't look it up at all. Just
I'm not
just
gonna
know it
judge
happened.
Piper.
And
Not gonna judge Piper based on just his worst moment, but that was probably his worst moment ever. That was not
oh
great.
yeah, yeah, that was pretty freaking bad.
You know what was
I
worse? You know what
they
was
will
worse
forget
about that?
what.
The worst part about was that was like the opening match of WrestleMania, like or one of the opening matches, I believe, of
Yeah,
WrestleMania
it
6,
was. It was.
and it's like no longer on the network. Also, Piper won that match. I'm pretty sure Piper won that match. So I mean, like, hey, I'm not one to speak ill of the dead, but it wasn't great, Brody. It wasn't great.
No, no. I don't even know why he agreed to do that. I have no idea why he agreed to do that.
Could you imagine show anyway? But yeah, that was worst moment. Worst moment right there. Trevor, back to you.
That
Oh,
would that could probably that could probably be number one, honestly.
remember this is the rest of our list. Just Piper,
That was pretty bad.
WrestleMania 6. Jesus.
God, that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Um, oh yeah. Now you may not agree with this one, but another one up there was Kurt Angle versus Kane X8.
Oh my god. Wait, was that the? Oh my god, that wasn't that feud. That feud was over something really stupid,
Yeah, it
right?
was. It was really dumb. Yeah, it
What
was.
was that feud about?
I'm trying to remember now.
It was over like something really stupid.
Actually, let me. Exceedingly dumb.
I mean, not as dumb as your Wi-Fi right now.
Let's see.
Your Wi-Fi right
Dude, my bad.
I'm just messing with you. Ain't,
Because
ain't nothing you can
I'm
do
looking
about
at
it,
it now. I'm
man.
like, wow. Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah,
just it just
I
sucks.
can't find I
Wi-Fi
can't
does.
find what that feud was about, but just know it was bad. But before I share my next moment, I'm gonna go through read some of these chats. Your Charles says, "Yeah, go Cody and Rhea. Best but worst as a fan was Roman Reigns before the Tribal Chief era was one of Seth cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase. That was a really good moment. That saved WrestleMania that year.
That
Your
really
Charles says
was
Bianca Sasha match was tear jerking. Absolutely.
for them too.
Evidently. Job in the chat says, I can tell you what will be a bad moment. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul or whatever Paul it is. Hey, I have no doubt that's going to be a good match, actually. I have no doubt that's going to be a good match.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that one's gonna be good. You're probably gonna disagree with me. The one I think is gonna be bad is John Cena versus fucking Austin Theory.
The Theory fans are going to come out and be like, oh, John Cena should have buried Austin Theory at WrestleMania 39. And we're just going to be like, yo, like, what did you think was going to happen?
Exactly, dude. Like, what the hell?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go quickly on my second worst one. Second worst moment in WrestleMania history.
This is
All of
the
WrestleMania 2. No, it's the
oh
second
yeah,
one for me. It's gonna be a third one for you coming up.
oh
Um,
yeah.
I'm the main event, baby. Anyway,
That,
all of WrestleMania 2, all of it, the
oh,
entire
every
thing,
last bit of it. Every last bit of it.
every last bit of it. This is the WrestleMania that was in 3 places at one time
Mm-hmm.
because they had sold out. They had sold out a place in New York, LA, and Chicago for WrestleMania. Like 3 arenas, splitting the card in each arena. It was a terrible idea. Absolute hot garbage. If you bought tickets to the New York show, you got like 2 matches, and then you were stuck there watching on like the little like TVs they had back in
Yep.
the day on CCTV. They didn't even have the
So
big
bad.
monitors back then, bro. Like you had to like they gave each section like a little TV that you had to crowd around the arena. It was so stupid.
It was so bad. Oh, it was so bad.
Mhm.
It was one of those things where you're like, why? Why is this happening? Why are they doing this? Oh, it was so bad.
Absolutely. All right. Number 3.
Oh, well, this one will be summed up in just the who was in the match. And Heath Slater versus Flow Rider.
Wait, what? What? Wait. That was a match. What? No way that happened. No way that happened. At WrestleMania?
Unfortunately, yes.
No way. The feud began at WrestleMania 28 when Heath Slater succumbed to a massive shove from R&B star Flo Rida.
Yep. Yep.
Is that what he decided? Oh, well, he thinks he's good at this music thing. Gender, Drew, let's go. I'm a three-man. Is that what he did? Is that why three-man B started? Is this Heath Slater's villain origin story?
This is his origin story.
I was so out of pocket. So
Dude,
said Heath Slater versus Flo Rida.
that's all you need. That's it. That's
But you're not wrong, Trevor. But would it be a worst WrestleMania list if we didn't have Mr. WrestleMania himself, brother?
Who?
WrestleMania 9, the real main event, not this Bret Hart rap that they were trying to feed us. The real main event. Yokozuna for 13 seconds fresh off his victory against Bret Hart for the WWE Championship. Out comes his
Mr. WrestleMania brother.
Hulk Hogan. Don't make the joke. Anyway, Hulk Hogan, everyone's favorite racist. Not no one's favorite racist. But he is a racist. Know that much. He definitely is a racist.
I don't know if you saw my post on Facebook, but my this went in wrestling group. They posted apparently Hulk Hogan has a beer that he sells at his facility in California or whatever. And dude was sitting there tasting it, and he was like, "Yeah, taste this, brother." And I literally said, taste the racism, brother."
You know what? You know what? Yeah.
I'll tell you what else I said offline.
Hulk Hogan comes out to the aid of his friend Bret Hart and immediately challenges Yokozuna for the
You can't make this stuff up, man.
In 15 seconds. Wins the title. Just all because he refused to put Bret Hart over.
Yep.
This is an incredulous from a pure professional wrestling standpoint. The most incredulous moment in in WrestleMania history. It just should not have happened. There was no storyline reason for it to happen. This was just Hulk Hogan being like, oh, "That's not gonna work for me, brother." Like, it was so bad.
So bad.
Yeah. Before we move on to talking about this year's WrestleMania, which we will do, first of all, hit that like button, subscribe, all that jazz. Trevor, I have two other moments I'd like to offer you, just real quick. So bad, it's amazing moments in WrestleMania history. I made like a very short list, 2 entries. Number 1, the ending of WrestleMania 8.
Oh wow.
For those of you who don't know, WrestleMania 8, the main event wasn't for the WWF Championship. The Macho Man versus Ric Flair was not the main event of that pay-per-view. No. It was everyone's. Yeah, it was everyone's. You know, it was no one's favorite. It was no one's favorite racist, Hulk Hogan, against Sid Justice, aka Sid Vicious, aka Psycho Sid. And the finish of that match saw Sid kick out of the Hogan leg drop, being the first person in WWF history at the time to kick out of that move. All because Papa Shango missed his spot. He was late coming down the
Yeah.
ramp, Trevor. And the funniest part about this is, so the original finish was Papa Shango was supposed to come out, interfere in the match, cause a disqualification, which, by the way, a disqualification in the main event of WrestleMania.
Come on.
Dumb
Like,
booking. But, bro, the way it played out was even better. Because this is like so bad, it's great. So Sid, like, Shango's nowhere around. He's missed his cue, right? So Sid is forced to kick out because the match isn't supposed to end there. And and he kicks out. There's some shenanigans going on with Sid's manager, and they cause a disqualification, even though Sid's manager didn't hit Hogan. Hogan hit him. Disqualification. And the camera just cuts to Papa Shango halfway down the ramp, being like, "Oh my God, I messed up here. Vince is going to kill me." You know damn well, bro. You know damn well he said, like, Vince is going to kill me. Like, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. He's so scared. It's insane. So yeah, that
it's an
WrestleMania 8.
amazing, awful match.
I'm not gonna lie though. If you watch the actual feud back and everything that led up to that, Sid was the face. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah,
Hogan
he was.
screwed Sid.
Yeah.
He's a bad friend. Dude, all of Hulk Hogan's feuds, what are they predicated on? Hogan's friends turning on him. You know why? Like we all assume that all the friends are evil because, oh, like you know, Hulk Hogan's so good that everyone's bad in comparison. Maybe Hulk Hogan's the bad guy here. Think about it. Think about this. Like, Andre was his friend.
Yep.
Like, he's like, I don't want to
Hogan
hang
was
out.
his friend.
Well, yeah, no, well, you're not letting me do the impressions. I'm
Oh,
really
I'm so
doing this for
sorry.
the impression.
Oh, I'm so
So,
sorry.
like, really though, think about it. Like, WrestleMania 3, Andre was like, I don't like Hulk Hogan anymore. And, like, he dipped.
You know
He's like,
what?
he's not my
I
friend.
apologize because that was worth it.
Andre mad. Um,
He sounds like Sean
WrestleMania
Connery with a cold.
WrestleMania 5 with this dude Hulk Hogan was obviously hitting on his friend, his best friend, Macho Man's wife the entire time. And Randy, like, of course he's gonna be mad. Oh, Hulk Hogan, you got lust in your eyes for Elizabeth, and I don't like that. Yeah, like, of course he's gonna be mad about it. WrestleMania 6, Ultimate Warrior, who, you know, this as far as racists go. Anyway, um,
We're not gonna get on that.
I'm not gonna get on it. We'll speak ill of the dead. We've already done that enough on this. Anyway, but Ultimate Warrior is like, the power of the Ultimate Warrior is way powerful than the. Okay, maybe he was just going into business for himself. But like WrestleMania 8, WrestleMania 7 was the only time Hulk Hogan was like
Dude,
good guy.
he was never the good guy, dog. Ever.
No, he was. He was a good guy because Sergeant Slaughter was somehow way worse. That was the only.
I'm not
the
even
only,
sure how, but he was.
Remember that was when he was an Iraqi sympathizer,
Oh yeah.
going through his Iraqi sympathizer face. That's when they brought back the Iron Sheik, who is
Shiggy
from
baby.
Iran, by the way. Shiki Baby, who's from Iran. They brought him back as an Iraqi. Vince rewriting like history. Oh, stupid. Oh my god. Anyway.
Absolutely.
Hulk
Absolutely.
Hogan's terrible. That's all I wanted to say. And finally, so bad it's good. WrestleMania 20, Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar.
So
That
bad.
match is a
Awful.
spectacular moment in wrestling history. Like, as a moment, the match is garbage, but
Yeah.
the fans during that match.
That
Oh,
was the
the
first one.
fans. What?
That was the first one, right?
Oh, yeah, that was 2004 when they both left. Do you remember how raucous that crowd was?
Oh
When,
yeah. Dude.
like immediate F you both chants, they were not having it. They were booing everyone, and like the only person they were cheering in that match was Austin. He was a special guest referee.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only person that got cheered in that match. That match was terrible. But like as a moment, it was pretty cool. But as a match, it was awful. Oh, I forgot another one that was pretty bad, and I think
Go for it.
the Sting Triple H match
Okay, no. See,
is a moment. It was great. Is a
no.
match. It was awful.
There's a moment. There's a moment in that match that's like it's like for me is like it's definitely like a top 10 moment of WrestleMania history.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. Like I said, moment wise, it was a great moment. Match
Sir,
was awful.
sir. The moment I'm talking about, this moment in particular, go back and watch it, kids. It's when the NWO come out and Kevin Nash, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Hogan, walk very, very briskly walk towards DX.
I know the moment you're talking
You know the
about.
moment I'm talking about? And Kevin Nash falls down and immediately grabs his quad. It was so perfect for him. So
Oh my god. He
just
falls
like
down, grabs his quad.
grabs his quad. It's like anytime that man even like thinks about touching his leg, it's like immediately like funny
Oh,
moment. Like
Jesus.
impeccable. Love it. Your Charles says Goldberg to New Japan. Hell no.
He's a security guard.
Oh man. All right, you wanna get into some current wrestling real quick?
Oh yes, let's do this, man. Let's do this.
Let's do this. I want to start off by talking about Ray versus Dominic Mysterio. Um, did you see that? Okay. Did you see that promo that Dominic Mysterio cut on Raw?
Last night
Yeah.
I did not actually. I'm not gonna lie, I did not.
There's a line in there that was pretty brutal.
Oh, this whole thing has been kind of brutal, to be honest
It's
with you.
been very brutal, but Dominic Mysterio's holiday beatdowns on Rey Mysterio have been some of the funniest things on WWE TV. Man crashes Thanksgiving, crashes Christmas, gets arrested on New Year's. Like it's just great. It's just so great. Um,
Dude, when he was on SmackDown, he was talking about his mom and his sister. I was like, "Ooh, you're gonna get it when you get home."
I'm saying, man, like, no, bro, even in kayfabe, even if it's scripted for me to tell my mom to shut up, I'm not telling her to shut up. Like,
Nope.
you don't do that. That's something you just don't do. But Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio. What are your thoughts on this match? Who do you think wins and why?
Okay, so honestly, I know I said the Cena theory. I think this might be one of the worst matches, honestly. But honestly, and you might disagree with me, I think Dominic wins it. And I think he kind of should win it only because, like, if he wants to get over as a heel, that's the best way. That is the best way. I mean, he's already a heel, but he's like kind of a ridiculous comedic heel. I think if he beats his dad, it makes him even more easier to hate.
Right. So I agree with you that Dominic should win. I am on the complete opposite side of what this match is. This for me is like outside of the main event matches, this is like the biggest draw for WrestleMania for me. Like
Okay.
I'm so invested in the story. Like
Really?
I'm a
Really not.
nerd. I'm such a nerd about this because like here's the thing. I take see wrestling kayfabe matters here. Kayfabe
Right.
matters.
Absolutely.
In wrestling canon, my good sir, Dominic Mysterio is Eddie Guerrero's son.
True. True.
They are look, and every day, like hold up, I'm gonna try to pull this up. Eddie Guerrero, like Dominic Mysterio, looks smack like a young Eddie Guerrero right now. Like
He actually really does. It's almost
it's
hilarious.
insane. And on Raw, the promo I was talking about, he cut a promo where he said, like he literally said, he's like, I wish Eddie was my real father. And I was like, "Ooh, they're calling back to it." Big, you know why? Because and you know why it's so great? They're making it make sense. Because something that was absolutely like dog shit 17 years ago,
Right.
This is why you do it. So like
Yeah,
17 years later,
because
you
they
you
have
can
mentioned it constantly through this whole thing. They've mentioned it a couple times.
at WrestleMania. I'm telling you, Trevor, when you watch WrestleMania and Dominic Mysterio comes out in a low rider to Eddie Guerrero's heel theme. So also the fact that he's got like the he's got like the damn like the do rag, the little cloth or whatever. And, like he's like acting all gangsta. If he comes out to Eddie Guerrero's heel theme song, Gangsta Lane, it's about time I step into the Gangsta
I
Lane.
would
Like
probably cry,
it would be
just
the
tears
funniest thing,
of joy, because it's gonna be the
it,
funniest thing ever.
funniest thing ever. And it would also just be cool as hell. Like if there was ever a moment for WWE to bring that song back and do it would be right now. Like, just do it. Just do it.
Did you know he
It
does the frog splash? That's his finishing move. He does the frog
he
splash.
does, he does. And you know what's crazy? That match between Eddie and Ray in 2005 at WrestleMania, that was 18 years ago.
It just made me feel
18
old.
years. Makes me feel old, bro. Damn. I've been watching wrestling for almost 20 years. Actually, 20 years this year.
Almost
It's crazy. 20 years
watching
this year.
wrestling longer than that.
40 years I've been watching wrestling before. It's been 84 years. Back in the summer of 1964, I
Watching
remember
wrestling since
I
I
saw
was
the Nature Boy Buddy Rogers defeat
5.
65. Sorry, the 1965. I saw Nature Boy Buddy Rogers defeat Big Ron Stud.
Big John Stud.
No, Big Ron Stud. Big Ron Stud.
But just to give you some funny timeline here. I watched wrestling. I started watching wrestling when I was 5. I was 5 in 1989.
Damn. Where's Ron Simmons at? Damn.
Damn.
Oh my god. Film Nation wrestling fan, gotta go watch some NXT. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, but we're glad we had you for as long as we did. See, the entire reason we do the show on Tuesday is so neither of us have to watch NXT, honestly.
I watched the replay of it. I think I watched NXT for the first time in a long time last week. But
I don't watch NXT. I am like very like open about my I don't hate NXT. It's just like not for me. Like I'll watch the pay-per-views and those will be fine, but
oh yeah,
you ain't getting me
stand
no.
liver. We get to see Schism wrestle for the first time.
To me about schism, like don't try to sell me. Your selling point of this pay-per-view is freaking schism. Dude, you are not. You should never book a wrestling company, right? You can't sell. Like,
It's so bad. It's so bad. It's gonna be so bad.
is it really that as
It's
bad as I think it is?
I think it's gonna be a bad match. I think it'll be a terrible match, actually.
The only match outstanding and deliver. I mean, look, there's some fine matches that are gonna happen. Like the unsanctioned match between Waller and Gargano, I think is gonna
I
be
think it's
good.
gonna be good. It was very good, yeah.
I mean, the match that I think everyone's looking forward to is Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Breaker. Like,
Yeah. I'm also looking for Wesley, looking for the Wesley match. I think that's gonna be really good.
bro, all I know is JD McDonough's in that match. I don't know. Screw
I can't
JD
stand.
McDonough. He's
I can't stand him.
bad, bad.
Actually,
I
it
will
was
say this. I don't know exactly who's in it, but I know they're doing an NXT Women's Ladder match. I'm excited to see what Roxanne Perez and company can do in there.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah, definitely.
so
Anyway, back to
I keep up with it. I don't watch it, but I keep up with it, guys. Anyway, moving on. Let's go through some of the rest of these matches. We're not talking about that damn men's showcase fatal 4-way crap. We're not talking about the women's showcase fatal 4-way crap. We're not talking about the damn. What else are we not talking about? I'm just gonna tell y'all exactly.
matches.
We ain't talking about Brock Omos. We ain't talking about that crap either. Those, bro. Do you know what the Omos fans are starting to call themselves on Twitter?
What?
Homo sapiens.
Oh yeah, we did. You did. I did hear that, and I wanted to break my computer.
Austin Theory versus John Cena. Another match we're not going to talk about. Yeah, there's not. This is This card is the very definition of hit or miss. There's like really no middle
They're
ground
doing
here.
2 nights tonight again, or is it just one night this time?
Oh, it's bro. WrestleMania 2 nights from now on.
Yeah, but
Give me the green light. All right. First match we're gonna or second match we're gonna talk about now. I think we already talked about one. Second match we're gonna talk about for the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships. What could be the main event of night 2 or night 1 of WrestleMania? The Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. It should be the main event, in my opinion. What do you think about this match? Who wins and why?
we all knew it was coming. Like, come on, we all knew it was coming. We knew Sammy was going to win the title, and we knew this match was coming. I say Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens should win, but I don't know anything. So, but I think that's what they're gearing up for. You see the dissension of bloodline in the mirror is coming up. Like, I think this is how you start it, honestly. But I mean, they've thrown us curveballs before. We'll see, but I think that's what you win.
You want just a second? I just broke something. Okay.
I just broke something.
No, I like seriously just broke something. I mean, gonna have to. Don't know what I'm gonna end up doing with that, but all right, cool. Putting the, you know what this is?
Look at that.
It's my booking hat.
Oh, he's about to book it.
My booking hat on. The main event of night 1 of WrestleMania: Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos for the undisputed WWE World Tag Team Championships. See the ending. The waning minutes of the match. Kevin Owens is outside of the ring. Beat up, battered, bruised, and victimized. And then it's Sammy and Jimmy Uso. The referee's down, by the way. Very important note, but the referee's down. Sammy, Jimmy Uso, and Jay in the ring. Jay looks in Sammy's eyes. Sammy looks in Jay's eyes. They exchange a glance. And then Jay goes in for a kiss. Sammy says no. Anyway. Anyway, no.
I hate you so much.
You talk about a swerve. Although that would be, look, dude, I ship them. I totally do ship them. Like they're good together. Anyway, no. In all seriousness, Jay looks in Sammy's eyes. Sammy looks in Jay's eyes. Sammy is in the ropes, much like Kevin Owens was at the Royal Rumble. And Jimmy says, he looks to Jay, gives him a steel chair, says, "Do it." Jay Uso looks at Sammy, and Sammy looks him straight, man to man, and says, "Do it." Jay puts down the steel chair, walks down the ramp, doesn't look back. And by the time he gets to the top of the ramp, Kevin Owens hits the stunner on Jimmy. 1, 2, 3, new tag team champions. Jay stops, doesn't look back, just keeps walking to the back.
No, it could be like that. It could be. But you also forget this is WWE.
Damn it, Trevor.
Yes, I am the booking parade ruiner. This is what I do.
Trevor. Oh, wouldn't that be so cool?
It'd be great. It would be great storytelling. But the best storytelling we've had all year has been this story, and they've screwed it up twice.
I'm just look. Let me dream for the next 4 days, Trevor. Let me dream.
Not from the family of dreamers.
All right, let's move on. Talk about all right, let's just get into the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, winner of the Royal Rumble, Rhea Ripley versus the reigning defending champion Charlotte Flair. The How about this, Trevor? You want to guess how many times has Charlotte been a world champion in WWE? Not counting NXT.
13, right? Or was it 14?
Sir, you are damn right. 13 time. Woo! World champion Charlotte Flair.
It's so
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I love that's the thing. I love Charlotte too, but like
I do too.
my G,
I think she's a
there's
great
too
wrestler.
much. It's too much of the shenanigans with her losing and winning the belt. Like it's too much. But who wins and why?
You know what? I know everyone's gonna think I'm crazy for saying this. I say Charlotte Flair wins.
You're a maniac.
I
You're an
am.
absolute maniac.
I am. I mean, even though, like, I mean, who doesn't want to see Ripley go on a tirade with the title in her faction? But I think Charlotte Flair wins just because they suck. Just because WWE is horrible at some certain things, and apparently Charlotte is their begotten golden daughter.
Let the kid dream. Let me dream. Rhea Ripley better win this match.
I hope she does. I honestly hope she does. Honestly, I really do.
You
They've
imagine
had
Dominic
decent
being like,
matches in the past.
"Mommy, I won last night. You won last night. Mommy, you're a champion, mommy. You got the gold. You're my golden mommy."
That whole thing is absolutely hilarious.
It's so
Absolutely
funny. Rhea coming out with the like Eddie, I'm your mommy shirt is like the funniest thing ever.
greatest thing ever.
All right. Bianca Belair versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. A match that I have no doubt will be good and significantly better than the booking that has led up to it because this feud has been bad.
It's been absolutely garbage. I mean, who do you think is gonna win? Yeah, I've been going, pretty first here lately. How about you? What do you think? Who's the thing's gonna win?
Sorry, so here's the opening. You're an attraction. Um, Vince was. This is like what I just did. I did the Vince Jedi mind trick. I buttered you up right there. I was like, but Trevor, you're an attraction. Yes. I love it.
As soon as your back is turned.
Weird. Look, you're favorite first. I think I'll be very I think I love it. So go out there and give it a damn it. And do it.
Congratulations.
Anyway, I will go first on this one. Okay. As much as I would love to see Asuka for like the next like few years go undefeated at WrestleMania, or sorry, Bianca Belair go undefeated at WrestleMania in these awesome matches for the championship. Like think about it, 3 straight Mania matches for Bianca, 3 straight championship matches for Bianca. That's big. And against like high level talent. Like she had a kick-ass match with Sasha Banks. She had that kick-ass match last year, arguably the best technical match at WrestleMania last year in against Becky Lynch. And she's going up against like again one of the best in the world in Asuka. Like this match is going to deliver. But you talked about it. Like what was it? Like 5 years ago, whatever it was, or WrestleMania 34. Yeah, 5 years ago. 2018 was 5 years ago. Insane, right? EW's 4 years old, dude. Anyway, but 5 years ago, they messed up big time with Asuka. I think this is a chance to redeem that, and this is a chance to give her the run that she's always needed. Because let's be
Yeah,
honest, Bianca Belair, she's a great champion, but she doesn't necessarily need the championship anymore to be relevant. She
no,
is Bianca. You can give her the belt like 6 months from now, and she's gonna be going out there and having great matches and getting other people over. So I think Asuka should win. I want Asuka to win. I really want her to win. I don't know how confident I am in WWE making that happen though.
I just hope that Bianca has proven herself enough, and I think she has. That she's not going to be one of those because she's had the belt twice now, and I hope she's not going to be one of those champions that's like just one off. You know what I mean? Like they give them the belt like maybe once or twice, and they never see the belt again. Even though she, like you said, she doesn't necessarily deserve it. I mean, not deserve it. I'm sorry,
Did
need it.
you just compare her to Jinder?
She definitely
Jinder.
deserves the title shot, the title, but I don't necessarily think she needs it anymore. Like you said, I think She has proven herself as a staple and is a superstar. She doesn't need the belt, but it'd be nice to see it on her again.
I have a question for you.
Hmm?
Who's the most obscure, just flat out obscure world champion in WWE that you can think of? Just obscure, like
Like
you would not
someone that's only won it like once or twice or something like that.
someone who's like won it, but like it would shock to hear that guy won the world championship.
Um, any of the world championships or just the
Any
main one?
world championship that WWE's had.
Um, well, a lot of people that don't realize, like, I mean, what's his name? Long Island Z. Zack Ryder. He's won the Intercontinental once. Like a lot of
I'm
people
talking
don't
about
know that.
world, bro. I'm talking about world
So
championship.
that's what I said. Any title, any like title, Intercontinental. That's what I asked. Any title.
I'm talking about world champion. So Universal,
World champion.
WWE,
Uh,
and Big Goldie.
I'm trying to remember. Because there have been a few actually. Hmm. 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 That's not really a shock, but the Rock won the championship once, like when he was. But that's not
Mo,
really. That's not
Mo,
really a shock.
I asked you. You could have said Jinder. You could have
Denver's
said
not
the Great Khali. You could
Bray
have
Wyatt,
said Bray Wyatt. You could have said Goldberg the second time around.
Goldberg. But that's what I said. Rock second time around, he won the belt from CM Punk.
You could have said Sergeant Slaughter. You
Fuck,
could have said.
that wasn't no. Sergeant probably should have had the belt. That wasn't really that
What you mean
obscure.
Sergeant held the belt for what? Why should have Sarge had the belt?
He was popular back then when he got it. He was pretty much.
When was Sarge popular? When was he
Everyone
popular?
loved to
When he
hate.
was
Everyone loved to hate Sergeant
when he
Slaughter.
was
Everyone
burning
loved to hate.
American flags during a
Everyone
war?
loved to hate Sergeant Slaughter, dude. Everyone loved to hate that guy. He was on a popular cartoon show for Christ's sakes.
I cannot believe that they chose Sergeant Slaughter to beat the Ultimate Warrior. That's still insane to me. No,
It is
you know what what my go-to is that still shocks everyone?
what?
I like this hat.
What are you talking about?
Jack Swagger, suffering
I forgot
succotash,
Jack.
baby.
I forget Jack Swagger won the belt. He did win the belt.
You know who else there is?
There's a couple. No,
Alberto
Rio.
del.
Yeah, but
It's
you know what's weird about that? The only reason I say it wasn't obscure is because he held it like 3 times.
it's insane that he held it like 3 times.
He shouldn't have, in my opinion, but he held it
He
like
won
three
the
times.
Royal Rumble. He won the
He did.
biggest Royal Rumble to that date. It was crazy. Um. Anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens though. Final thing that we're going to talk about from WrestleMania though. The WWE World Heavyweight Championship. You have on one end, you have the prodigal son, the American nightmare, the man who left WWE, came back to reclaim his throne, and is now standing on the precipice of greatness and fulfilling a prophecy that his father laid out for him. The American nightmare, Cody Rhodes, against the tribal chief, the head of the table, the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion of the world, the icon, the demigod of professional wrestling. Acknowledge him, Roman Reigns. Trevor,
How much they pay you for that? No, I'm kidding.
like, hey, I'm cheaper than Ariel Helwani. Trevor, and he does it for free. And so anyway, Trevor. So the main event of night 2 of WrestleMania, undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship on the line. Roman versus Cody. 920 whatever days Roman's been champion. Does it come to an end on April 2nd, 2023?
It shouldn't.
Why shouldn't
It,
it?
it, make, it makes more sense for him to beat Cody than it does for Cody to win it. Cody should lose night 2. He should lose WrestleMania. And I know that's not a popular opinion, but he should lose WrestleMania. He should lose it and then have to work his way back up to get it. He should not win it at WrestleMania. My vote, Roman Reigns wins, and that's how it should go. But it's not gonna go that way.
I'm actually shocked.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
That is the most brilliant thing you've ever said, because I fully agree, my good sir. Roman Reigns, wow. Roman
Dude, he
Reigns,
should definitely win.
low,
Like,
baby.
let's be real. We've talked about this week after week for about 2-3 months now. The journey to the belt is always more entertaining and more fulfilling than actually winning the belt. What journey has Cody had? Let's just be honest. What journey has Cody had? He came back. He's beaten Seth Rollins a couple times. Had a amazing Hell in a Cell match. Amazing Hell in a Cell match. Right? I
That's
mean, he's
funny. The way you said that, I know it wasn't intended to be funny,
right.
but it was so funny. Like, what's he done? He's come back, he beats Rollins, like everybody beats Seth Rollins. Austin
I
Theory beats
realized
Seth
how I
Rollins.
said it. I realized how I said it. I was like, wait. But no,
Seth
like, I
Rollins
mean,
is a jobber.
look, he's only turmoil he's gone through is healing because he tore he had an
Not
injury. Like,
feeling that his fans wanted. His fans, Woody, we wanted another type of heel, not that heel.
right? Like, don't get me wrong, I love Cody, and either or is going to be okay. But like, it would be so much better if he loses the belt. If he doesn't win the belt, it'd be so much better if he loses.
So I talked about this at length in a video, youtube.com/Real Take Wrestling. And here's the crux of my argument. Cody needs adversity,
Yep.
because the best baby faces, they don't just come in and conquer everything all in one go. They face adversity. They have to go through challenges. Cody has beaten everybody put in front of him in WWE
Yep.
so far in
Yes.
his return. Everybody. And it's been a great run. But what we need to sympathize with him is tragedy. He has yet to go through that tragedy. I know people want to say that, his injury was like that tragedy, but in all honesty, he like it it wasn't to the level, and it wasn't, and they didn't like play it up, I think, in the storyline enough for it to be like for it to warrant that. I think he needs to lose. I think his story
Right.
only gets better if he loses. And that's not even me saying like, oh, they got to get to 1,000 days of Roman Reigns. Like, take the 1,000 days out of it, boom, not non-factor. Like, that's like what this Cody character to me is. It's supposed to be that thing that overcomes something. And I don't think the injury, honestly, like in the story they're telling, was enough. I think he needs to lose. Like, when everyone thinks he's going to win, everybody and their mother thinks that Cody's going to win. He needs to lose, and then at SummerSlam or at a Madison Square Garden SmackDown. And I know people would be like, "You gonna have him win at SmackDown in Madison Square Garden?" Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Same arena his dad won the WWE Championship in 1977, I believe. One of those
It
years.
was yeah. Was it? I
So
believe you're right.
like it is. I'm just saying, man. Like, it is. That's what I think should happen. I know people disagree. If Cody wins, regardless, I'm gonna be cheering. I'm gonna be happy because it's Cody.
Of
Come on,
course, it's coming.
it's
Of
Cody.
course.
But I think it just needs a little bit extra oomph, man. That's just how I feel.
I mean, I totally agree with you. I think Cody needs to lose it. I do. I've been saying this, and I honestly agree. I believe it needs to happen.
Job in the chat says, and Brandy will let him out of the house once a week to show off his belt. Yo, Cody. One of my favorite things about Cody is like he's like this polished, very professional guy,
Yep.
but he's such a nerd at the same time.
Such a nerd.
He's such a nerd, and I love it. Like, yeah, I love Cody. Um, I think that just about does it. I don't know. Hell in a Cell. Hey, okay. Before we wrap, I do gotta ask you because I know, and I know we've gone for a while here, but I want to ask you: have you been keeping up with this CM Punk John Moxley stuff?
Yes and no. I actually watched the interview of it recently. Um, and
The did you watch the Renee Paquette one from
yeah,
today? What'd you
yeah.
think? What'd you think?
I mean, Johnson, John's an ass, and he always is gonna be an ass. But I thought he was honest, and I thought he spoke some truth. I honestly believe he did. Um, I'm getting a little sick of CM Punk's trolling of everybody. Honestly, it was funny at first. Now it's a little nauseating, but yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. That that thing you sent me was I was like, what?
Oh,
He's
yeah. Well,
such a
no, this was the that was the so CM Punk had okay. So the first thing that CM Punk posted was not a troll. He just went he right
yeah,
bombed part 2 on Instagram. The second
yeah.
one, the Shawn Michaels thing, that was just him being like, "Oh, anyone will people will take anything I say out of context."
Yeah. So he was just being a douche there, but the first thing was definitely him. That was dead. That was just him just
He
striking
just
back.
it is again with it's a very complicated story, but the common denominator in escalating a lot of this stuff, like escalating, I mean, not sparking, but escalating a lot of this stuff is CM Punk. It's always Punk.
Yeah,
And I'm just like, I understand like you're seeing a lot of stuff online that you don't like. I understand like I get it. I get it. And you're mad. Bro, you're a 45-year-old dude, all the money in the world, all the
exactly.
opportunity in the world. Like you got a family. Like,
You're not
bro,
that bad off.
like not even like that. It's like, bro, like I just don't see like the reason. Like why even be on social media, bro? Get off it. Like the only reason I'm on social media is to promote my podcast. Like honestly, otherwise
Exactly.
there's no good reason for me to be on it, and I'm not on it because I don't. You don't want to live in that world, man. Like if you don't want to watch something, you don't want to see something, just don't do it. And I understand wanting to defend your name and all that stuff. There are ways to do that that are way better and way more constructive than putting out like LinkedIn posts or sorry, LinkedIn, Instagram. Thinking about work, Instagram posts, right? There's way more constructive ways to do it. It's just, I truly wish that he didn't because I felt like we were coming to a point where maybe we'd see him back. And I think this just kind of like it's like 2 steps forward, 8 steps back with this guy sometimes. It's terrible.
As the old saying goes, he gives a good bucket of milk and kicks it over. And I think that's exactly what was going on. Like you said, he takes 10 steps forward and 8 steps back. Like he's making good, good adjustments. He's stepping, he's looking like he's gonna come back, and then all of a sudden he's not. So like he's just at this point, he's a child with too much time on his hands. And that's pretty much what it is. Like, I get it. You have something to say it. You can use social media for just that, but say it constructively. Don't be a douche about it, and don't be an ass. Like, you are absolute overgrown child at this point, and no one cares what you have to say. I mean, no one cares what I have to say, but I'm aware of it.
It's
It's just ridiculous.
it's just man. And here's the thing, you could tell that Moxley in his interview, like when he was talking about it, this wasn't something that he wanted to talk about.
No, not at all.
It was just like he just was like, "Let me just set the record straight and be done with this." Because like, I mean, it's also like it, it's obvious how that stuff came together too. Because it's like Moxley was just like, "Man, we let me just clear the air, Renee, and we'll just." And this is the last I'll say about it because I think like it wasn't a problem, I think, with Moxley publicly. There apparently was heat between the two beforehand, like, over the
Right.
summer. Moxley never indicated that. Moxley has never publicly said anything. He barely ever talks to the public. That's why, like, this interview was, like, so out of, like, character, right, for him, because he never wants to do anything like this. The fact that he felt like he needed to kinda shows you, like, where he was at. Like, the dude
Yeah.
who never wants to talk to media, the dude who never wants to, like, do anything like that, talking, like, on, like, one of the most listened to wrestling podcasts in the world. It is the way he was talking about it, you could just tell, man, he was just like, "I don't want to, but, like, it's bullshit. Like, don't call me out by my name. Like,
Right.
when I don't say anything public about you, I don't talk to anyone about you, why are you calling me out by my name?" Also, CM Punk's never seen Rocky 3? Like, what?
Yeah. He's not American. Anyway,
Hey now, that's not a reason to boo him. Hey now. Also, watching Impact recently, the glory days of Impact 2008. That's my new wrestling quest. It's Impact Wrestling. I've decided on it. I've settled on it. Sheikh Abdul Bashir,
oh, I forgot about him.
aka Davari.
Yep.
Trevor, I have a question for you. Do you remember good old Sheikh Abdul Bashir? Do you
I
remember him?
remember remember seeing him, remember seeing wrestle. Of course, I know he's Davari, but like I remember him. I just don't remember him in very vividly because I didn't watch a whole lot of Impact. I watched Impact, but it was in passing. So
Do you remember, Trevor, what his theme was? Do you remember what his theme was?
yeah, no, I don't. But I'm almost afraid.
Oh yeah, no, don't be afraid, buddy. This is oh, I think I found it. Okay, okay. So this was Davari. This was his totally not racist theme song.
Doesn't hear it. Is it playing? Don't hear anything.
Whoa, you can't hear it?
No.
Oh wait. Oh, this isn't even it. Okay, so I can't find the right theme. They probably took it off the internet. That's probably a good thing. The beginning was a plane crashing.
Ah, I do. Yes.
TNA, 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 TNA.
It was
This is
on
wrestling.
it was on a countdown of top most offensive things.
There's a countdown, all right. There's a countdown. A countdown to lockdown, baby. Oh my god, it was so bad. It was so bad. Bro, like, man, you don't get it, man. You don't get it. Like you kind of get it, but like you don't like the audacity.
I mean, it's there is there is
Subliminal
a
racism.
blues. There's a blues song that's called "Eat That Chicken."
What? What has that got to do with this?
I mean, and it's a black man singing it. You tell me. I'm just saying.
And Muhammad Hassan wasn't even Arab. Good night, ladies and
No, he
gentlemen. This has
wasn't.
been OT Graps. We should just have an episode where we just count down the most racist moments in wrestling history.
Actually, you know what? We should do that. We should definitely do that because we didn't do anything for our anniversary this year, so we should.
Well, next week's episode 30, so maybe that's what we'll do. I don't. There's no way that can end well. There's
Oh, it's
absolutely
not
no
going to
way.
start well.
Yeah. Man, yo, wrestling hurts me when they do stupid stuff like that. Also, you know what else is hurting me? Mustafa Ali's gimmick right now.
It's terrible. He's such a good
He's like
wrestler.
he's like Bo Dallas. He's like you know how like there used to be Bo Leave, and you know how there used to be Bo Leave. You know what it is now with Mustafa Ali.
What?
You come on, you have to think positive Ali.
And that note, guys, we had a great show.
That is true. We have had a wonderful show. Guys, if you haven't already done so, go follow the Trevster on Twitter. That is at TREVERTAINMENT. That is TREVERTAINMENT on Twitter. He's a great guy. He does a lot of great stuff. He's once a winner. I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm saying. Trevor's great. Um, I already asked you what you were watching, so no need to do that. Guys, just a programming update. On tomorrow night, we got the AEW post show. Friday night, the SmackDown post show. Saturday, 11 p.m. baby,
A lot of
WrestleMania
post
post show.
shows.
All the post shows. Post. So many post shows, but we don't got no mailbox. It's gonna be a lot of fun, Michael. By the way, I'm so sorry. One thing I meant to bring up when we were talking about WrestleMania 30. JBL ruined Bryan Danielson's moment, or sorry, Daniel Bryan's moment. The audacity of this dude. The first call. So Michael Cole was bad enough with this. A miracle kid, a miracle kid, a miracle kid, a miracle on Bourbon Street. Like he was bad enough with that, right? But I was like, okay, corny, but I'm excited.
Whatever. Right.
Immediately after that, all like right as Brian's getting the belt in his hand and doing the yes, you just hear JBL go, you know, Farm Animals WWE champion Michael. Just like, bruh. This guy just completed the journey. Main event in WrestleMania. Beat Batista and Randy Orton in the same damn night. And Triple H, he beat Evolution in the same damn night. And the first thing you can say, ha E-I-E-I-O, Farm Animals WWE champion Michael. Jerry Lawler early on in the night tells like the worst joke ever. It's so bad it's good. He goes like, JBL, have you been drinking milk from Forgetful Cow?
Oh, dude. I remember that.
JBL's like breaks character. He's like, there's Forgetful Cow. Oh my god. Like I as you can tell, I've not like smiled this hard all day. Like my muscles are aching from that
Same.
just now. Trevor, any parting thoughts for the people?
Oh man. After this menagerie of things, guys, enjoy WrestleMania week. When I was a kid, WrestleMania week was always a big thing. So enjoy WrestleMania week, enjoy WrestleMania, enjoy your weekend. Have a good week. Relax. Spend some time with the family. Spend some time with your friends. Do something great. Learn something new. And also love those who are close. Hug those who are close. Love those who are far. See you next week.
Okay, one last thing. This is the absolute last thing I will say. Like, I promise you. Omega El Hijo del Vikingo.
Amazing. That's the only thing I can think of. Amazing. That match was too good for like just regular TV. That should have been a pay-per-view match. It was
broke
so
my
good.
brain. It broke when he did like that 650 over the top rope through the table. It broke my brain. I was like, sir.
He's been talked about like for a long time now, and I've seen clips of him. Never a full match, but oh my god,
sir. Do you know how tall he is?
Well, he's like what 5'2", right?
He's 5'5". He's an inch shorter than me. Insane. He's great though. And we're getting more of him at Super Card of Honor this week. So yeah, Super Card of Honor is also happening this week. So much wrestling. So much wrestling.
So much wrestling.
And I'll be yeah, man, I'm not gonna be able to watch that. Well, not live. I'll watch it after the fact.
Yeah.
Anyway, as Trevor said, love those who are close, hug those who are far. I said that wrong. It's okay. Butchering lines is what I do.
It's okay.
Guys, it's okay. You just hug me. Everyone hug me. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Until next time, for Trevor, I'm Omer. Be
Yeah.
happy, be healthy, and keep it real.